Hey, welcome back to yet another edition of Avidgolfer Magazine's Fearless Fantasy Forecast. Now, Craig is on leave again. He'll be back hopefully next week, and in his stead, our executive editor and co-host of the Country Force Show on the TeeBox, Eli Jordan, is filling in. Good to have you here as always. So this week is the Bermuda Championship. Nice place, horrible field. Now, the strength of field last week at the Zozo, 656. This week, 62. So, some guys can make some hay. This is really difficult to pick this week because you either have the top guys, which you can't pick them all, and somebody's going to do well. This is what I did, Eli. I went with guys that were trending, but also played well in the tropics. So if they did well at the Punta Cana or the Barracuda, then I kind of looked at them really hard. So we'll give you Craig's picks as well. Last week we won 2 of 4 in our picks. Craig picked Patrick Cantlay.
There you go.
So there you go. Maybe he does better when he's not here. We'll soon find out. So I have 4 guys on both teams. I have Peter Malnati. He was tied for 5th and a second in his last 2 events. I like that trend. Wesley Bryan, he's made 5 out of 6 cuts, tied for 12th last tournament. Hank Leboda. Now, this is a value pick.
Hank Leboda.
Yeah, the only one I know of. Value play, tied for 21st at the Punta Cana, and was tied for 3rd last year in Bermuda. So I have a good hunch on him. And Stuart Sink, the old man, you take out this 81 that he had at the last round at the Shriners, he is averaging 67.5 strokes a round. Pretty darn good. So he has found something, fountain of youth or whatever. Will Zalatoris makes up one other team. 3 top 10s in 4 events. I suspect he'll do really well this week. And Tyler McCumber is tied for 6th and had a second at Punta Cana. So, like that. Other team. Denny McCarthy tied for 15th. Great putter. Makes a ton of cuts. And Rasmus Højgaard, the Dane, had a run of 4 top 6s on the European Tour, and I'm expecting big things out of him. I thought of Harold Varner III, Aaron Wise, and Doc Redman, but they didn't make my pick to click. We'll get your pick, and then we'll give you Craig.
So I've just got one team for you this week. It being kind of a thin field, I kind of like you. I looked at some guys that have had some success in island-type settings over the last couple of years, and then I also picked some guys that have made a lot of cuts over the last several weeks. I took Emiliano Grillo. 8-event streak of making the cut, and he has tie for 35 or better in all of those tournaments.
Okay.
So
Good trend.
He makes a lot of cuts, and that's kind of the name of the game. If you're just going to enter one team, you want guys that are going to make it to the weekend. Mm-hmm. I've got Henrik Norlander. This is a short course, kind of by PGA standards.
Yep.
Meaning guys that hit a lot of short irons and wedges into greens. Mm-hmm. Norlander was 6th on tour last year at almost 80% hitting greens from 125 to 150 yards. So if he can hit some fairways, he'll probably have some birdie looks.
Good a guess as any.
I also like Luke List. I like his value here at just $8,400 for Luke List. He is. He could very easily be one of the top 2 or 3 salaries in this tournament, in my opinion. I know he's missed his last 2 cuts, but he did have a tie for 8th in September at the Punta Cana, which is a very similar course to the one they'll be playing this week. So I think he could be refreshed and ready to go after a couple of weeks off.
All right.
I took Adam Schenk. Like Grillo, another cut-making machine. He's notched 10 straight, making to the weekend. Obviously a big deal. So if you've made 10 straight cuts, I like that trend to continue. Rafa Cabrera-Bello, he's 24th in strokes gained putting so far this year. If the putter keeps working, I think he's got some potential to kind of go low.
All right.
And then another guy that's had some success in these kind of island events or coastal-type settings, local kid, Kelly Kraft. He seems to play well in these types of events. He has 2 top 5s in the Punta Cana and then in the Dominican-based event, and then he also had a solo second at the Barbasol and then at Pebble Beach. So he likes that kind of atmosphere, and the price seems to be right. So.
Good research, my man. Good research. All right, these are Craig's picks. He has 3 guys on 2 teams. Wes Bryan played very well since coming off his injury. Stuart Sink. He really has found lightning in the ball. He was only $7,900.
I think you just like Stuart Sink because he's closer to your age, I think.
That could be. Well, this is Craig's. And Will Zalatoris, if he makes the cut, he will have special temporary exemption on the tour, and he is playing lights out. His stone cold lock is Wes Bryan, and he lives right near the place in South Carolina. It's not too far off. Rounding out the 2 teams, he's got Will Gordon on a hunch, Rob Oppenheim. He thinks this is going to be a popular pick. Maybe. Denny McCarthy, he has this love affair with him. His putting does really well. He just was real expensive on the other team. Peter Malnati, Tyler McCumber, and Rob Oppenheim again. So there you go. There's our Fearless Fantasy Forecast, and this is truly fearless. Strength of field is 62. Crapshoot all the way. But we've been doing really well lately, so crap along with us. Check out Avid Golfer on the YouTube page. Just please subscribe to it. You can get great picks like this for free. So check it all out and bet wisely.